All right, hallelujah, hallelujah. All right, so now we up on one. At least we're on one social media platform. Where was we at? Isaiah 48:10. Oh no, we're going to Amos 3 and 6. Okay.
Amos 3, verse 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city, and the people not be afraid?
Come on.
Shall there be evil in the city?
Come on.
And the Most High have not done it?
And he has not done it? Of course he did that. Do you think what happened in Washington, D.C. was just some Edomites going wild? There was some Edomites going wild, but you think they just started that themselves? It's evil in the city, and the Most High did it. This kingdom is coming down. And when they get done feasting off each other, guess who they come to feast on? That's right. Black and brown faces. That's where they come. When they get done with themselves, they're coming after us. Is there evil in the city and I haven't done it? So I'm glad they went to the Capitol. Tear it up. That's right, tear it up. Go for what you know. Go for broke. Like the commentator said, this is not America. Since when? This has always been America. Pillaging, burning, hanging, destroying, looting. That's you. Where you think the Negroes get it from? Where they learn it from? You. The wickedness that you do. That's right. That's right. Let me get Romans 8. Because we have to stop the carnality. You have so many teachers out here, mores, so-called mores out here, that don't know the Bible and don't teach it. They got to answer to the Most High for that. They answer to the Most High for that. In Romans 8 and 6.
Romans 8, 6 through 8. For to be carnally minded is death.
To be what?
Carnally minded is death.
Come on.
But to be spiritually minded is life and peace.
But to be spiritually minded is life and peace. Verse 7.
Because the carnal mind is enmity against Yah.
A carnal mind is enmity against Yah. It is Yah's enemy for you to be in your flesh. You're an enemy of the state of Israel. To be moved or motivated out of lust. The lust of the flesh, the lust of the eye, the pride of life. Come on.
Can I get that script one more time?
Romans 8, 6 through 8 is where we're going. Romans 8, 6 through 8.
Romans 8 and 7. Because the carnal mind is enmity against Yah.
Come on.
For it is not subject to the law of Yah.
It is not subject to the law. It won't obey the law. That's why it's called carnal, and that's why it's called an enemy of the state of Israel, or an enemy to Yah. Come on.
Neither indeed can it be. So then, they that are in the flesh,
or lust, come on,
cannot please Yah.
There's no way you can please Yah when you are in a corrupted form of mind. You cannot please Yah. So everything that you do is for nothing. It's for nothing. If you don't know how not to be, I'm gonna say it again, sottish, foolish. Read Luke 21, the 21st chapter of Luke. Because everything that's coming upon the earth and the children of Israel has been foretold. This has been foretold. 21, start at verse 22, and we're going to read on down to 28.
Luke 21, 22 through 28. For these be the days of vengeance, that all things which are written may be fulfilled.
Let's think about that for a minute. Verse 22. Read it again.
Luke 21 and 22.
Watch these words.
For these be the days of vengeance.
These be the days of vengeance. This is vengeance. When Donald Trump and his coonies say they not gonna take it no more, they trying to make America great again. It's gonna pop off no matter what happens. These be the days of vengeance. I see it coming because he's going to have to avenge us. He's going to have to save us. He's going to have to save us. Come on.
That all things which are written may be fulfilled.
Come on.
But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck. In those days.
Now here we go. This right here is talking about several thousand years of history. This is one dispensation of time. This is several thousand years of history in just a few verses. Okay. So this is talking about what happened in 70 AD. When our temple was destroyed, we was ran out of there. Woe unto those that give suck in that day, meaning woe unto those that have babies in that time, because it's very, very difficult to either fight or run with a small child. Okay. Come on.
Luke 21 and 23. But woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. For there shall be a great distress in the land, and wrath upon this people.
Come on.
And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
And we did fall by the edge of the sword. Come on.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
This is talking about two different time frames. We were destroyed by the sword in the war of 70 AD. It was a 2.5 year war from 68 AD to 70 AD. That's when we fell by the sword. More than 1 million of us fell by the sword. We fought. It ain't like we just and ran away. No, we fought. We lost. Our temple was burned to the ground, and we died. Now, we ran into Africa, and what happened? Give me the last point to that.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down.
No, go before that. Start again, verse 24.
Luke 21 and 24. And they shall fall by the edge of the sword.
Come on.
And shall be led away captive into all nations.
When we were led away captive into all nations, because we had ran into the continent of Africa, and there were other regions that we had ran into, and we were taken into captivity. 1,400 years now. 1,400 years of the sub-Saharan slave trade, where we went on ships in slavery by way of the Indian Ocean. And then, lastly, by way of the transatlantic slave trade. Come on.
And Jerusalem shall be trodden down of the Gentiles.
Come on.
Until the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled.
They're still there. The Gentiles are still there. Now, Gentiles only mean nations. It only means nations. So there's a conglomerate of nations that's in our land that don't belong there. You have Ishmaelites there. You have Edomites there. You have Hamites there. They're living there. All sorts of people from different nations that are ruling out, that is in rulership in our land, that shouldn't be there. Verse 25.
And there shall be signs in the sun and in the moon and in the stars.
Come on.
And upon the earth distress of nations.
This is talking about, remember I said this is several thousand years of history that's going on. We went from 70 AD to the sub-Saharan slave trade, to the transatlantic slave trade. Now we're talking about sun, moon, and stars, and distress of nations upon the earth. There is distress of nations upon the earth because now you have countries that are at odds with one another, and various wars that are going on around the earth. Come on.
And in the stars and upon the earth distress of nations with perplexity, the sea and the waves roaring.
We see that with the uptick of hurricanes and typhoons and things of that nature. Come on.
Men's hearts failing them for fear.
Come on.
And for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken.
So when it says the powers of heaven shall be shaken, it means governments. It's not talking about the actual heavens in the sky. It's talking about heaven on earth. Various governments, their powers are being shaken, like the power is being shaken here. We seen a shaking of power last Wednesday. Was that the Wednesday before last? Wednesday before last. Right. Wednesday before last, we seen a shaking of power. Have you ever in your lifetime thought you would see United States congressmen laying on the floor in fear of their life? That's a shaking of power. That is a shaking of power. What verse we at?
27.
All right, let's read on.
Luke 21 and 27. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud with power and great glory. And when these things begin to come to pass.
When they begin to come to pass and start to happen and pass, come on.
Then look up and lift up your heads.
Come on.
For your redemption draweth near.
Our redemption draws nigh. It draws nigh. It is coming. When you see this, it is coming.
What verse was that? I think it's right down.
Luke 21 and 28.
Oh, okay.
22 through 28.
Oh, okay.
All right. I cannot stress enough. If ever there was a time to repent, the time is now. Because these things that we are reading about, these prophecies, are very near and close and coming soon. Quickly, say, behold, I come quickly. He's coming very quickly. Very quickly. 2 Chronicles 20 and 9. 2 Chronicles 20 and 9. 2 Chronicles 20 and 9.
2 Chronicles 20 verse 9. If, when evil cometh upon us, as the sword, judgment, or pestilence, or famine.
Read those part again. I want to stop you in the middle of that verse. Read it again.
2 Chronicles 20 and 9.
Watch this.
If, when evil cometh upon us, as the sword, judgment,
come on,
or pestilence, or famine,
come on,
we stand before this house, and in thy presence,
come on,
and cry unto thee in our affliction,
come on,
then thou wilt hear and help.
And you will help and help. See, we have a way out. The other nations do not. Isn't it? They have nothing that's going to save them. They're done. They're done. Salvation is only for Israel. They don't have to be saved. When it's your kingdom, why do you have to be saved? We, the ones, have been led into captivity. Even though we don't have any chains on. Don't need no chains. We don't need any chains anymore. Look at some of our young people. You know what I want to say? Forget that. Look at some of our old people out there. They're just as foolish as the young ones. True that. It used to be. Look at these young people. No, look at these old people too. They're just as foolish as the young ones. If not worse, because they're too old to act like that. You see 50 and 60-year-old men with their pants sagging under their behinds. And 50 and 60-year-old women with clothes on so tight and busting out everywhere. Yes, nothing but wrinkled flesh everywhere.
Oh, Lord.
It's disgusting. Do us all a favor.
Yeah, do us all a favor and put that up,
Cover up.
please. Let me Amos 4 and 10. Amos 4 and 10. When that sword come out, that judgment come out, and that pestilence. Anybody, is COVID-19 anybody? COVID-19 is pestilence.
Amos 4 and 10. I have sent among you the pestilence, after the manner of Egypt. Your young men have I slain with the sword, and have taken away your horses, and I have made the stink of your camps to come up unto your nostrils. Yet have ye not returned unto me, saith the Most High.
You still won't. You see that? You see that? Let's read it again.
Amos 4 and 10. I have sent among you the pestilence after the manner of Egypt.
After the manner of Egypt. COVID-19 is not new. That's not new. It's a pestilence. What do they call COVID-19? They call it a what? A virus. A virus is a virus, and pestilence is virtually the same.
They're all a plague.
It's a plague. So it's not new. It's not new. Come on.
Your young men have I slain with the sword, and have taken away your horses, and I have made the stink of your camps to come up unto your nostrils.
Come on.
Yet have ye not returned unto me, saith the Most High.
And still haven't returned to the Most. Still haven't repented for your sins. This is why he calls us sottish children. This is why he calls us sottish children.
I want to ask a quick question about Titus. I want about about the word.
Huh?
Does vulgar language fall in that category?
What do you mean those vulgar language?
You know how it be talking.
Profanity? You said
profanity.
well, profanity is profanity. It's not a curse. Profanity is
Okay.
profanity.
Okay, I just want to clear that
Yeah.
up.
Okay.
If anybody has questions,
Stop cussing.
right?
Yeah.
If anybody have questions, write them down.
Yes,
That's
Yeah,
after
we'll get
class.
to them. We'll get to them.
Okay.
All right. Where's we at?
Amos 4 and 11.
Amos 4 and
You
11.
want to keep going?
No, that's all I want with that. Let's go to Isaiah 65. We're gonna start at verse 1. We was talking about not repenting, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or the lack of the initiative to repent.
Isaiah 65 verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
I am sought of them that asked not for me.
Mm-hmm.
I am found of them that sought me not. I said, behold me unto a nation that was not called by my name.
Come on.
I spread out my hands.
Hold on. Let's go back to that verse 1 because somebody might be confused about that.
Mm.
Let's do verse 1 again.
Isaiah 65 verse 1.
Mm-hmm.
I am sought of them that asked not for me.
I'm sought for them that ask not of me. Read.
I am found of them that sought me not.
Come on.
I said, behold me unto a nation that was not called by my name.
That is us that has lost. We have lost our history, our heritage, our culture. That is the children of Israel who do not know who they are.
Right.
You didn't know you was an Israelite 10 years ago. Some of y'all under the sound of my voice didn't know you was an Israelite 2 years ago, or maybe even a year ago. You didn't know. Come on.
I spread out my hands all the day unto rebellious people.
To a what?
To rebellious people,
Come on.
which walketh in a way that was not good,
Mm-hmm.
after their own thoughts.
Doing your own thing. Doing your own thing. All through the Bible, he said, come back to me. Come back to me. Keep my commandments. Keep my commandments. We was out there talking to a young man today, the poet. We was talking to him today, trying to urge him, young man, come to class. Come and get with us. He said, oh, I know who y'all are, the Israelites. I said, what you know? We got to engage him with the young man. He knew a little bit, I guess, what he's seen on YouTube or whatever. But I said, you need to come to class, brother. That's what you need to do. You have to do more than just know that you're an Israelite. You have to start to engage. You have to start walking. You have to start doing. You have to start producing. Proverbs 20 and 24. We're getting there. Proverbs 20 and 24.
Proverbs 20, verse 24.
Mm-hmm.
Man's goings are of the Most High.
Read.
How can a man then understand his own way?
How can you understand your own way? That's a proverb right there. He said you're gonna end up in this place, or you're gonna end up in this spot because the Most High put you there. The young man that approached us, or the young man that we talked to, the Most High made sure we was there at that time, and he was coming in that area so we could speak to him. Now, whether we planted that seed or watered that seed, or whether he'll be back to see us, we know not. We know that we gave him what he needed to have. Now it's up to him. You can lead him to the grass, but you can't make him eat. Proverbs 16 and 9.
Proverbs 16, verse 9.
Come on.
A man's heart divides his way, but the Most High directeth his steps.
The Most High is the one to direct your steps. The Most High is the one to direct your steps. Each and every one of us, we all ended up here. Each and every one of us came to this point right here. The Most High directed our steps. Come on, Jeremiah 10 and 23. I know, I'm giving you all these scriptures. Y'all write these scriptures down, and then we're gonna go into it.
Jeremiah 10 and 23. O Master, I know that the way of man is not in himself. It is not in man that walketh to direct his steps.
Come on.
Master, correct me,
Mm-hmm.
but with judgment, not in thine anger,
Mm-hmm.
lest thou bring me to nothing.
Come on.
Pour out thy fury upon
Mm-hmm.
the heathen that know thee not,
Come on.
and upon the families that call not on thy name.
Read.
For they have eaten up Jacob, and devoured him, and consumed him, and have made his habitation desolate.
Mm-hmm. Isaiah 19 and 22. 19 and 22.
Isaiah 19 and 22. And the Most High shall smite Egypt. He shall smite and heal it, and they shall return even to the Most High.
Mm-hmm.
He shall be entreated of them, and shall heal them.
And shall heal them. He's going to smiting Egypt in Habakkuk's time. And this is Habakkuk, right? Is this Isaiah? Isaiah's time. Smiting Egypt in Isaiah's time. We were already out of Egypt, so this is not talking about physical Egypt right here. It's not talking about physical Egypt. This is talking about spiritual Egypt. Give me Habakkuk 3 and 5. I'm just showing you everything, the contrast. We won't repent. The Most High proves us by striking with the sword, by striking with pestilence, by striking with judgment. This is the way he proves us. This is the way he do it. He raise up evil in order to push us towards him. Those who go towards him and accept him, they come on in the fold. Those that don't, they die. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. Habakkuk 3 and 5.
Habakkuk 3 verse 5.
Mm-hmm.
Before him went the pestilence,
Mm-hmm.
and burning coals went forth at his feet.
More.
He stood and measured the earth. He beheld and drove asunder the nations.
No. We're off somewhere. Chapter 3.
Verse 5.
Verse 5 and 6. Come on.
He stood and measured the earth.
Mm-hmm.
He beheld and drove asunder the nations.
Mm-hmm.
And the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow.
Mm-hmm.
His ways are everlasting.
His ways is lasting. Before him went the pestilence. Did we read that? Yeah. Verse 5 again. Let's read it again.
Habakkuk 3 and 5. Before him went the pestilence.
Come on.
And burning coals went forth at his feet.
Mm-hmm.
He stood and measured the earth.
He stood and measured the earth.
He beheld and drove asunder the nations.
Come on.
And the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow. His ways are everlasting.
His ways are everlasting. Now, we read all those scriptures. I wanted to lay down some groundwork. Now let's go to Mark. Let's go to Mark. We're going to start at chapter 13. We want to begin at 24.
Mark 13, verse 24. You ready?
I'm ready.
But in those days, after that tribulation, the sun shall be darkened, and the moon shall not give her light.
So it says, in those days, after the tribulation, in those days, after the tribulation, you have to make, that's a key point right there. So there's a tribulation, and then there's an event that takes place after the tribulation. I want to submit to you that we are just now entering into the tribulation, a greater tribulation. We've always been in a tribulation because that started in 70 AD. As a matter of fact, let's hold this and get Deuteronomy, I believe it's 30 and 29. 30, 29 and 30. Maybe it's 29 and 30. I might have said it backwards. Okay, let me look at it then.
All right.
Let me go look at it. Deuteronomy, let's see. Deuteronomy 29. Let's see.